So one of my goals for 2025 was to read more books, and today I am sitting down with you guys to discuss what I read this year, but also to announce something a little bit special for 2026. So let's get into it. Hey guys, my name is Shani, aka Charmander29, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, thanks for clicking on my little video, I appreciate it. If you can hear some odd noises at the moment, I am currently filming and I've been waiting to film all day because there's been just so many people doing so many things outside. There has been lawn mowing, there has been vacuuming, there has been children screaming, and then I finally get here at 10:30 at night to a point where I feel like I can record. My cat is being needy but won't tell me what she wants, so she's being really noisy. And my boyfriend is playing video games and he's making questionable noises. I don't even want to ask, like, he's having fun. So today's video is a little bit different to what I normally do. Normally you will see me posting things about gaming and Minecraft, or I'll be live streaming probably Minecraft, I'm not gonna lie. It's not an addiction, I swear. But today I wanted to bring one of my favorite things to do offline into my little corner of the internet, and that is my love of reading. I've been a bookworm since I can remember. I know a lot of the people who follow me also read a lot, and I get questions about what I like to read and what I enjoy and what have I been reading. So I wanted to sit down with you guys today and go through the books that I read this year. And as I said at the start, there's a surprise little announcement at the end. I'm really excited about it. It's been a long time coming, and I'm going to shut up now before I spoil it and I ruin my own surprise. So let's get into the books. So it's going to be a little bit of a mix between showing physical books and showing you the book on screen, and that is because this year I also started to really utilize my library card. I started to explore my local library, and it was great. I found so many books that I would not have found at, like, you know, bookshops around the area. So a lot of my books this year on my list, I don't actually have the physical copy because I borrowed them, and I gave them back because I want to keep my library card and not pay fines. Anyway, let's get started. First book of the year that I read, I finished on the 18th of January 2025, and that was The Mist by Stephen King. So yes, I do own the physical copy of this book. If you're like me, you probably have this massive, like, TBR. You have never in your life jumped up there. Hello? You have never jumped so high in your... What do you need? Man. Are you good? Oh, you're just gonna sit. Please? I know. You're so cute. I'm trying to film something though. I don't know if you noticed the camera. Are we doing another lap? Are you sniffing my monitor? There is nothing on there. Please be careful. Oh lordy, please be careful. Where are you going? That's not an exit. She's literally right here. You can't see her, but please don't pull any cords or cables. Oh, sweet mother of God. Please be careful. Okay. Where was I? The Mist. I haven't even done book one yet. Oh my God, Mabel. Okay, anyway, as I was saying, The Mist. I have the physical copy of this book, obviously. If you're like me, you probably have this massive TBR list. And this year I kind of wanted to, like, dig into what I already owned instead of going and buying new books. This book is by Stephen King. He is a very well-known author. I really like his style of writing. I wanted something short and sweet for the start of my year just to, like, kind of get the ball rolling, and this was a really great book to start it off with. So if you haven't read The Mist before. I'm going to read the blurb to you and then I'm just going to kind of like give you my thoughts on it. Following a freak summer storm, David Drayton, his son Billy, and their neighbor Brent Norton join dozens of others and head to the local grocery store to replenish supplies. Once there, they become trapped by a strange mist that has enveloped. Oh my god. That has enveloped the town. Violent forces concealed in the mist are starting to emerge, and there is another shocking threat from within. One group of survivors, led by a religious zealot, is calling for a sacrifice. Now David and his son must try to escape, but what's outside may be even more dangerous. This exhilarating novella, which was the basis of a major motion picture by Frank Darabont, I hope that's how you say that, explores the horror in both the enemy you know and the one that you can only imagine. I mean, I don't really know what else I can really say. This book, had me on the edge of my seat, I'm not gonna lie. One of the things that I love about Stephen King's writing is the way that he brings you into the story. The way he layers the environment and adds so much detail and world building and character building and just everything. It just makes you feel like you're there. And one of the things that I found really impressive with this book is that he's not really working with that many different environments and that many different places in his writing. Like there are maybe 3 or 4 just from memory, like just like major places in this book. But the amount of things that happen and the way he layers the scene and the way he manipulates the energy in the space and the people and the way that the people interact with each other and turn against each other. And there's so much to this book for 181 pages. I was really impressed by it. I really liked it. I gave it 4.5 stars. I don't know what I was hoping for. I felt like there was something missing, but needless to say, if you're looking for a quick hit that will have you on the edge of your seat, is just really well done. Highly recommend The Mist. Second book of 2025 that I read, I finished on the 17th of February, and it is called A Poisonous Tale by Catherine Kemp. This is a book I borrowed from the library. Obviously I don't have it in my hands at the moment, but I have the blurb on my screen and I'm going to read that for you. Murderer or savior, you decide. Rome 1656. In the shadowy backstreets of the Eternal City lies an apothecary's shop, a place for women to take their heartbreaks and troubles, herbs for childbirth, tarot readings to tell their fortunes, an undetectable poison that can kill in 4 drops. Alongside her circle of female poisoners, Julia Tofana dispenses her deadly potion to free the downtrodden women of the city from their abusive husbands, a path she's determined to follow after a harrowing childhood in Palermo. But even in a time of a plague, it does not go unnoticed when the men of Rome begin to fall like flies. With a newly elected pope hell-bent on ridding the city of heretics and witches and the holy office of the Inquisition on her tail, Julia is more in danger than ever. How far will she go for the women who need her help? Exploring the realities of what it is like to be a woman who rebels against society, A Poisonous Tale takes the reader on a tense, challenging but spellbinding journey. This is not just a retelling of the legend of Julia Tofana, but an ode to sisterhood and motherhood, to defiance and secret rebellion. Okay, firstly, anyone who is a true crime fan or a history buff, you may recognize the name Julia Tofana. I know I did, and it like sort of clicked almost immediately. I sort of ran to Google to make sure I wasn't imagining it. So Julia Tofana is actually a real historical figure. She is most well known for the creation of aqua tofana, which was a poison that she would make to give to wives who were suffering in abusive marriages to poison their husbands and escape those marriages. This was back in the 1600s. I believe she died for her crimes. I don't know how accurate the story is to the real story of Julia Tofana, but please go and look into it. I think Bailey Sarian has a video on Aqua Tofana and Julia Tofana. I'm pretty sure she killed like 600 men through Aqua Tofana, which is wild, before she was caught. Anyway, back to the book. I'm getting so sidetracked. But yeah, I immediately recognized the name. I was like, oh my goodness. Yep. Grabbed that off the library shelves as fast as I could. And this book, it hit me really hard. I thought it was going to be about witches and potions and poisons and, you know, not necessarily airy-fairy things, but like, I thought it was going to be more on that side of things. This book was a huge outcry of feminism. This book was about sisterhood and motherhood and silent support and rebelling against the mistreatment of women in relationships and marriages, and it was hard to read at some points. I'm not gonna lie, I found it hard to get through some parts of it. A very powerful book, a good book, but a very powerful book. I really liked it. It was 380 pages and I gave it 4 stars. If you're interested in Aqua Tofana, in Julia Tofana, in her story, I highly recommend reading it. As I said, I don't know how accurate it is to the actual story, but it is still a really good book. Next book I read, I finished on the 23rd of February 2025, and I actually have it here with me. It is The Full Moon Coffee Shop by Mai Mochizuki. I cannot tell you how much I love that name. I didn't really know what to expect with The Full Moon Coffee Shop. I'd heard good things about it, and not to mention that it says on here the Japanese bestseller, and I often think that if something is a bestseller in another country or another language where it was originally written and it's been transcribed into English to be sold, like for example in Australia where I am, if it's been translated and it's that good that many people love it, I want to see why. So that's why I bought it, because I was like, I want to see what this is about. And it was a very cozy book. I did like it. I will read the blurb for you. Your destiny is no matter of chance. Under a glittering full moon, a Kyoto coffee shop with no fixed location appears only when it's needed. It is entirely run by talking cats. The coffee shop attracts customers who have lost their way in life. From a down-on-her-luck screenwriter and a lovesick TV director to a misunderstood stylist and a failed video game developer. In the middle of the night, the coffee shop's feline guides take them on an astrological journey which forces them all to face up to the past in order to discover their future. And as they uncover their purpose, their paths all become intertwined. Heartwarming and magical, the Full Moon Coffee Shop will remind you that it is never too late to discover your purpose. So I thought this sounded really cute. I wanted to give it a go, and I really liked the way there were different characters, each with their own perspectives on the world, each with their own struggles in the world, their own unique struggles in their career paths, in their lives, and the way that they all kind of intertwine together. I really liked that. I found it a bit disjointed at times. I think just jumping from character to character, I think it all sort of intertwines at some point, but I think during the first character and I believe the second character, like the jump between them just felt like really disjointed, and it kind of caught me off guard a bit and threw me off. I think that's why I gave it 3.5 stars instead of 4, but I did really like it. I would recommend it. It's not necessarily a non-fiction. It is much more about perspective and looking into your own life and, kind of taking the lessons that the characters learn and kind of looking at your own life and applying them. Like, it's much more that kind of a thing. It does still have a storyline. It has characters. It has cats running a coffee shop. It's really cute. Yeah, I gave it 3.5 stars. This next one, I can't deal with this. This book was the highlight of my year. I have it right here. This book, I cannot recommend this book enough, okay? This is incredible and I love it so much. This was actually recommended to me by a friend, and I immediately had to get my own copy when I read the blurb. It is called The Honey Witch and it is by Sydney J. Shields. It is 343 pages long and the blurb goes like this. The Honey Witch is cursed to never find true love, but when she meets a woman who doesn't believe in magic, she dares to hope for more. Marigold Claude has always preferred the company of meadow spirits to the suitors who've tried to woo her, so when her grandmother whisks her away to the tiny isle of Innisfree with an offer to train her as the next Honey Witch, she accepts immediately. But her newfound magic and independence comes with a price. No one can fall in love with a Honey Witch. When Lottie Burke, a notoriously grumpy skeptic who doesn't believe in magic, shows up at her doorstep, Marigold can't resist the challenge to prove to her that magic is real, even at the risk of losing her home and her heart. From debut author, I can't get over this, from debut author Sydney J. Shields comes an unmissable tale of sweet magic and love overcoming all. Debut. I don't know if I'll ever get over the fact that this is a debut. This book, where do I start? This book, I loved this book so much. I actually do not think that I have gotten as attached to a book in a very long time as I have to this one. The way that it draws you into this world, into this mindset of this almost outcast of a person who doesn't quite fit in and then finds where she does fit in, and then you add in this queer love story that is it's how do I word this? I don't even know how to do this justice. You don't even know if they're actually going to be in love, because it truly is that trope of like sunshine and grumpy, and it is like, it's so, I can't explain to you how good this book is, okay? This one, you need to go read it. It is so fucking good. It is so good. I'm sorry, Mum, for swearing if you're watching my video, but it's so good. I would read this a million times. The end, I'm not spoiling anything. Not even just the end, entirely the way through, I laughed my ass off. I bawled my eyes out. I felt so attached to these characters and to these stories and the way that these characters felt, and I loved it. I loved it so much. I gave it 5 stars. I don't know what to tell you. It is so beautiful and brilliant, and for a debut author, like, I am going to be keeping my eye out on anything that Sydney J. Shields does in the future, because this was incredible. The next one is another one that I fell head over heels for, and it is called The Belle of the Ball, and it is by Mari Costa. It is a graphic novel this time, and it is 315 pages. I'm looking at my notes. I have notes on my books. I think The Honey Witch really got me onto wanting to find and read more queer love stories. I wanted to delve more into that side of books, because I haven't really read many. I have read a few, but I haven't read many. But The Honey Witch just did it so beautifully that I found myself craving more queer love stories. I wanted to find more of the gays. More gay. So Belle of the Ball, let's get into the blurb. This is a young adult graphic novel about a high school wallflower called Belle Hawkins, who ends up in a love triangle after tutoring with the girlfriend of her crush. High school senior and notorious wallflower Hawkins finally works up the courage to remove her mascot mask and ask out her longtime crush, Regina Moreno, head cheerleader, academic overachiever, and all-around popular girl. There's only one teensy problem. Regina is already dating Chloe Kitagawa, athletic all-star and middling English student. Regina sees a perfectly self-serving opportunity here and asks the smitten Hawkins to tutor Chloe free of charge, knowing Hawkins will do anything to get closer to her. And while Regina's plan works at first, she doesn't realize that Hawkins and Chloe knew each other as kids when Hawkins went by Belle and wore princess dresses to school every single day. Before long, romance does start to blossom, but not between who you might expect. I think I finished this book in a day, and very similar to The Honey Witch, I found myself so attached to these characters and also just so relating to the wallflower aspect of being in high school and having a crush on someone that you would do anything to be closer to them, and just that whole aspect of love, but from a queer perspective. It is such a beautiful book. It has all of these beautiful little twists and turns and niches and perspectives from, I believe, all of the characters, all three in the love triangle. You kind of get a perspective from each of them. It really captures that awkward sense of being in high school, about being right on the edge of graduating and where do you go from here? That tension and that awkwardness and that just the precipice of being an adult but not yet, but you're just that close. Yeah, I cannot recommend this book enough. I babbled about it on stream to my followers who were watching. I love this book so much. I gave it 5 stars. I believe this is one of the first books that I have borrowed from my library that I actually have gone out and I intend to purchase a copy for myself. And that's one thing I find really cool about the library, is that you get to sort of test these books and see what you like and don't like without spending money and committing to them. And it felt so good to sort of be oh no, I need this book for myself. I can't count the amount of times that I've bought books and I've, read them and been I really wish I didn't spend $30 on that, But anyway, yeah, Belle of the Ball, 5 stars, loved it. Keeping up with the queers, with the gays, we have Cafe con Leche by Emery Lee. This was 311 pages, and this is another queer love story. I just look at the cover. It's cute as fuck. It's cute as fuck. So the blurb of Cafe con Leche is: Theo Mori and Gabriel Moreno have always been at odds. Their parents own rival businesses, an Asian American cafe and a Puerto Rican bakery. And Gabby's lack of coordination has cost their soccer team too many games to count. Stuck in the closet and scared to pursue his own dreams, Gabby sees his family's shop as his future. Stuck under the weight of his parents' expectations, Theo's best shot at leaving Vermont means first ensuring his parents' livelihood is secure. So when a new fusion cafe threatens both shops, Theo and Gabby realize an unfortunate truth. They can only achieve their goals by working together to cook up an underground snack operation and win back their customers. But can they put aside their differences long enough to save their parents' shops, or will the feelings between them boil over? This book... So obviously I was on a theme after The Honey Witch. It was just purely about the gays, and we kept this going with the Belle of the Ball, and now here we are with Cafe con Leche. I loved this book. This is another book that I intend to go and get a copy for myself. not only was I drawn in by the enemies to lovers trope, the queer love story, but also I really wanted to read about the different cultures and lifestyles of, a Puerto Rican family and an Asian American family and this fusion cafe, and just reading these different perspectives, these different lifestyles that I don't know much about. It was a really beautiful book. I love it so much. It is amazing. This is one that I definitely recommend if you love queer love stories, if you love that enemies to lovers trope. That's, I don't know. I'd call it slow burn. I'd say there was a bit of a slow burn there. And I don't know what to tell you. I loved it. I gave it 5 stars. Shock horror to no one. It's brilliant. Highly recommend. Continuing on with the queers. I promise I read other things too, but I really was enjoying the queer tropes. And this one I don't actually think I realized was about queer love stories. I was more drawn into this book by the title. It is called Vampires Never Get Old, and it is by various authors. So it's a collection of short stories. And let me get the description up. Oh, one of the stories in this is going to be a Netflix adaptation. That's really cool. Okay, so 11 diverse vampire stories from leading voices, including V.E. Schwab's First Kill, soon to be a major Netflix adaptation. In this delicious new collection, you'll find stories about lurking vampires of social media, rebellious vampires hungry for more than just blood, eager vampires coming out and going out for their first kill, and other bold, breathtaking, dangerous, dreamy, eerie, iconic, powerful creatures of the night. Welcome to the evolution of the vampire and a revolution on the page. I was drawn into this book mainly by the cover. I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't really realize that it was about reinventing the classic vampire story into different perspectives. The whole idea of it, from what I read, is that the idea of the classic vampire story is very outdated, and this is kind of a modern, fresh take on that kind of perspective. It's just filled with some really cool and beautiful stories about vampires in a way that you probably haven't considered them before. I really liked it. I think I've said that about everything. I gave it 4 stars. I thought it was good. I don't know what I felt like it was missing. I enjoyed it for what it was. I enjoyed the different short stories and sort of just like working through them slowly. But yeah, I gave it 4 stars. If you are interested in looking at a modern take on the classic vampire tales, highly recommend this one. Okay, 2 more. And I'm cheating with one because I haven't technically finished it yet, but I already know I'm going to finish it before the end of the year. It's so good. Okay, let's go on with the next one. It is called 101 Amazing Unusual Deaths by Jack Goldstein. And this is actually an audiobook. It's one of the first audiobooks that I've actually listened to. I'm counting it as reading it because people consume books in different ways these days. I am much more of a classic reader. I like to have a hard copy of a book. I can't really do ebooks. I don't really do audiobooks, but I thought I'd give it a go. It basically does what it says on the tin. It's literally 101 unusual deaths, and just tiny little descriptions and contexts around them. I really liked it. This is gonna make me sound like a bad person, okay? Please, I'm not a bad person. It's bad that I have to start off saying that. But some of them are very tragic. Some of them you feel awful about. And then some of them you just can't help but have a little bit of a chuckle about them. Okay? there's one that I just can't get out of my head, and it is an eagle dropping a turtle onto a bald man's head because the eagle thought that the bald man's head was a rock and that it could break the turtle on the rock to eat the turtle. But it was not a rock, it was the man's head. And that's how the man died, because the eagle thought he was I have laughed about this story for about 2 weeks straight. And I'm so sorry to whoever that was. I'm pretty sure it was like a very long time ago. Like, we're talking like a philosopher or something. Like, a long time ago. I had a little chuckle, okay? I had a little bit of a chuckle. That this book will do that to you, and you may feel guilty about it, but I did too, so it's okay. I'm giving you permission to have a little chuckle. I do recommend this book. It is a nice little, I'm kind of enjoying these books with like small segments that you can kind of pause at a good time in. If you're not stuck in the middle of a chapter or a cliffhanger, you just have like a nice little like stop, and then you can start back up at the next one. It's just nice. Like, I was enjoying that with the short stories from Vampires Never Get Old, and also with this one. And now, the final book before the announcement. The announcement is still happening. There's still an announcement at the end of this. Oh my god. I didn't forget about the announcement. Did you? Did you forget about the announcement? You shouldn't. It's a good announcement, I promise. I'm excited about it. You should be. I am. So, last book. And yes, this may technically be cheating. And if you don't want to count this on the list as books that I have read, fine by me. I have been binging this book. It's an audiobook as well, but it is a book that I am actually going to go out and purchase the physical book for, because I am in love with this book. It is brilliant. It is called Unnatural Causes: The Life and Many Deaths of Britain's Top Forensic Pathologist. It is written by Dr. Richard Shepherd, and it basically goes through his life from being a child to growing up and studying, and how he worked his way into being a forensic pathologist, and so many of the cases that he has done over the years, and his takes on things, and including some really big events in history that he was a part of, like in terms of his work as a forensic pathologist. I'm loving this book. I'm finding it really, really interesting. If you have Spotify Premium, I believe you can listen to it for free. That's what I am doing. But I really want to go out and get the hardcover as well, just because I am so drawn into this book and this story, the way that this doctor writes about things, and also the honesty about how autopsies are performed, about the respect that they have for the victims of these awful crimes or these accidents or just these deaths that happen randomly. It is so interesting. If you are a fan of true crime, I highly recommend it. I also realized I didn't give a rating to the last book. I would give 101 Unnatural Deaths. I would give that one probably a 4.5. I thought it was good. For Unnatural Causes, lots of unnatural things. Lots of unnatural things happening today. But for Unnatural Causes, I haven't finished reading it yet, but I can already tell you it's 5 stars. The way that I am so intrigued into this book that I want, like, listening to the audiobook is making me want to have the physical book in my hands to read it. And I love it. I think it's a brilliant book. I can't wait to keep reading it. I highly recommend it. I think, needless to say, I achieved my goal for 2025 of reading more books. I'm really happy with the way that I not only read books this year, but also explored audiobooks and explored my local library and found books that I would not have found in a local bookstore, that now I am actively going to go and purchase hard copies for, and I'm really excited about that. My goal for 2026 is actually, I can't believe I'm saying this, to not buy any new books in 2026. I want to utilize my library card. I want to explore my local library and find all of these hidden treasures that are in there that I wouldn't normally be able to find. There is an exception to that rule. I'm going to point that out now, and that is going to be that if I have listened to a book on Spotify or whatever other platform, or if I have borrowed a book from the library that I want the hardcover for, I'm gonna go buy it. But I don't want to be going into bookstores and, big retailers and buying books that I don't know if I'm going to enjoy or not. I want to utilize my library more first, and then if I like the book, I'll go and spend my money. That leads me to my next announcement, and that is after however many years of people asking and requesting on my Discord channel or on stream, I am finally launching my Cozy Little Book Club. It is officially titled The Cozy Little Book Club, and I'm really excited about it. I'm really excited to share with you guys my favorite books that I have loved since I was a kid, books that I've been wanting to read, and just to share my love of reading with you guys and to, just to bring that coziness offline as well as on stream. I'm really excited about that. I feel like reading is such an integral part of my life, and I'm really excited that now that I've finished uni and I have finally found my dream job and all of my stresses have kind of gone down, I feel like I am enjoying reading a lot more, and I'm really excited for more book content in 2026. That doesn't mean there's not going to be games. There's going to be so much Minecraft, it's not even funny. There's going to be so many more games, indie games. I'm working on more VOD archives, clips, and I also want to do some playthroughs on the YouTube channel this year. So lots of stuff happening this year, and officially I'm excited to say that my Cozy Little Book Club is one of them. The first book for January 2026 is up now. Spoiler alert, it's this. How could I not start off 2026 with an adorable little queer love story? How could I not? It is a bloody brilliant book. And I do want to say this, I do say it on the website as well. So if you are taking part in my book club, thank you, firstly, I really appreciate it. But secondly, make sure you go utilize your local library. If they don't have the book that you want, you can actually request it, and they can actually order a book or a copy of that book for you to read. If that isn't an option, go and check out your local secondhand stores, go and check out your local independent retailers. Do these things before you go to the big chain retail stores, just because independent booksellers and independent bookstores, it's a lot harder for them to survive in this economy, and we want to support those as best we can. So go support your local libraries, go support your local charity stores, secondhand stores, and your local independent retailers. And yeah, if you do choose to be a part of my book club, make sure you head over to the Discord channel. There will be a link in the description. Go head over and join there, and then you can join in the discussion every month about all these different books that we're reading. Give us your thoughts, and yeah, I'm really excited for 2026. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for a lovely 2025. I'm really excited for everything coming up next year, and thank you for being a part of my little community. I will see you guys in 2026.